Okay, so if you're a ChatGPT user, you're going to want to pay attention because this week is a huge deal. OpenAI just rolled out a major update, GPT 5.1. And listen, this isn't just some minor patch. We are talking about a really fundamental shift in how this AI thinks and how it talks to you. It's all about making it feel way more personal. So let's get right into it.
And honestly, this quote from OpenAI, it just hits the nail on the head. You see, the whole point wasn't just to cram more data in and make it smarter on paper. No, the real goal was to make it something you actually enjoy talking to. It's about closing that gap, right, between it being just a tool and it becoming a real assistant. All right, so for this explainer, we're going to tackle this upgrade in two main chunks. First up, we'll look at the new engine. What's going on under the hood that's making it so much smarter. And then we'll get to the fun part, the new control panel that lets you tweak its personality. So let's start with that engine. Basically, the old GPT-5 is out. It's been replaced by two brand new, more specialized models. And the idea is that they work together to give you much better and, frankly, more fitting answers. Okay, so first up, let's meet GPT 5.1 Instant. This is going to be your new go-to, the default model you'll be interacting with most of the time. And OpenAI's description's pretty interesting. They're calling it warmer and more playful. The whole point is for it to be more than just accurate. It's designed to be a better chat buddy. But, what does warmer and more playful actually mean in practice? Let's check out a side-by-side comparison. Here's a super simple, very human prompt anyone might type. I'm feeling stressed and could use some relaxation tips.
So this is the old GPT-5's response. And look, it's fine. It's a good answer, but it's so clinical, right? It's structured like a self-help manual. Here are your 1 to 5 minute techniques. Here are your 10 to 20 minute techniques. It's helpful for sure, but it feels like it's just reading off a checklist.
Okay, now, look at this. This is the new GPT 5.1 Instant. It is a world of difference. It starts with empathy. I've got you, Ron. Right off the bat, it's connecting. And get this, it organizes the tips based on how you feel, like if your mind feels scattered, not just how much time you have. It's using conversational language like zone out and relaxation hacks. This is a massive leap from just spitting out facts to actually being a partner in the conversation. And it's not just about the touchy-feely stuff. Beyond the tone, this new instant model is way, way better at actually following directions. You give it a specific rule or a constraint, and it's much more likely to stick to it perfectly. And this comparison is the perfect example. The prompt couldn't be simpler. Always respond with 6 words. Look at the old GPT-5 on the left. First question, where should I travel? And it gives a 7-word answer. Fail. But now look at GPT 5.1 Instant on the right. 6 words, 6 words. It just nails it every time. The takeaway here is 1 word, reliability. Okay, so that's the instant model for everyday chats. But what about the really complex, brain-buster questions? Well, for that, OpenAI is giving us the second new model, GPT 5.1 Thinking. You can think of this as the heavy-duty engine. It's built to be clearer, but also a lot smarter about how it, thinks. It'll spend more time on hard problems, but still fire back quickly on the simple stuff. So let's put it to the test. We've got a pretty technical, kind of nerdy request here. Someone's asking for an explanation of 2 advanced baseball stats, BABIP and WRC+. All right, first up, BABIP. In plain English, it stands for batting average on balls in play. It basically looks at every ball a batter hits, except for home runs and strikeouts, and asks, how often did that ball become a hit? It's a really good way to figure out if a player is just getting super lucky or super unlucky. And the second one is WRC+, which is weighted runs created plus. This is kind of the holy grail of hitting stats. It's a catch-all number that tells you how good a hitter is at, creating runs. It boils everything down, and the key thing to remember is that 100 is perfectly average. So anyone over 100 is good, anyone under is not so good. Makes comparing players super easy.
So the big question is, how did the two models handle this? And this table just lays it all out. The old GPT-5, it gives you this no-nonsense explainer. It's dense, it's full of technical terms and formulas. But the new GPT 5.1 Thinking model, it starts with, nice nerd stat time, Cap. It uses plain English, it uses analogies, it has clear headings, and it even gives you a simple TLDR, a too long didn't read summary at the end. See the difference? It's not just giving an answer, it's teaching you.
Okay, so we've established the engine is way smarter, way more intuitive. But that's only half the story. The second part of this massive update is all about putting you in the driver's seat. We're talking about a brand new control panel for shaping its personality. So OpenAI has added these 6 new personality presets, and they're really tuned to how people actually want to use this thing. You can just, with one click, switch between default, friendly, efficient, professional, and even some fun ones like Candid and Quirky.
But if you're a power user and you want even more control, check this out. They're rolling out some experimental fine-tuning options. This is so cool. You can literally use sliders to adjust how concise it is or how warm its responses are. You can even control how many emojis it uses. And get this, the AI can even start picking up on your style and proactively ask you, hey, it seems like you like this. Want to save it as a preference?
And okay, this next part is a huge quality of life improvement. For anyone who's used custom instructions before, you know the pain. You change something and it would only work on new chats. Well, that's gone. Now, any change you make to the personality, the tone, whatever, it applies instantly to all of your chats, even the ones you already have going. That's a game changer.
Okay, so we've covered the smarter engine and the awesome new personality controls. Let's bring it all home and talk about the big takeaway. And more importantly, when you can actually start using all this stuff. So here's the plan. The rollout actually starts today for all paid users. So that's Pro, Plus, and Business. If you're a free user, don't worry, it's coming to you soon. For all the developers out there, you'll get API access this week. And hey, if you feel like doing your own comparisons, the old GPT-5 models are going to hang around for the next 3 months so you can see the difference for yourself.
You know, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be the number 2. That's it, because this whole massive update really just boils down to 2 core ideas. Number 1, a fundamentally smarter engine. And number 2, a fundamentally more personal experience, one that's more yours.
And really, that's the end game here, right? The goal is to move past this idea of a generic, one-size-fits-all chatbot. The future is an AI that's not only more powerful, but it's also way more enjoyable to use, and it truly adapts to you until it feels like your own personal assistant.
Which kind of leaves us with a pretty big question to think about, doesn't it? As these AI tools get smarter and more personal and more human-like, how is that going to change how we interact with them? It's not just about what questions we can ask anymore, it's about how we're going to choose to connect with this technology.